All right. What's going on, chat? How's it going? Mic check, mic check. Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate everyone tuning in. How's it going? What's going on, Nix? How's it going? I'd really like to do a partisan K-47 army and see what it's like to have gravity tanks next to fireflies. Oh, yeah. Also, can you help me understand the Cerebus squad works for the brats? I know you adapted it and have used the rules, but I don't understand how the models work. Are there each their own model? Yeah. So I think it's for every... Let's take a look. For every certain amount of dogs, you need a handler. And then, what do you call it? So the way we use George and his monkey is it's 2 handlers. I think it's 3 dogs per handler. So we just use the 1 mini, but ideally you have 2 handlers, or a handler for every 3 dogs, I think is how it works. No, yeah, so they can still work after the handlers die. You take the handlers first. You take them away. But when they get killed, and then you use your dogs. But yeah, you need the handlers. Let's just take a look real quick. YouTube wouldn't let me give you money. It's always just throws up an error when I try to type my super chat. Oh, I appreciate it, Rudy. We're just glad to have you here, so. Yeah, for every 3 dogs, 1 handler. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Give me a sec here. Stupid Elgato thing is like 8-9 years old. Old capture card. I gotta do this all the time. Yeah, so it's 1 dog, 1 handler, and 3 dogs, and then for every 3 per additional handler, and you can have up to 2 handlers. So you can have 2 handlers, 6 dogs. Do the handlers act as NCOs? It doesn't say, I don't think. I don't know. You might need to take a look in the book, but there would be a keyword, I think. Because if you look at an infantry thing, it says with an NCO, like at a regular squad, NCO and 4 grenadiers. I don't know. That's a good question. So you're saying, are you at a -1? Oh, the fearless, yeah, fearless. So it doesn't matter, right? No pins whatsoever, so that doesn't matter. Yep, that works around it. Exactly. That's exactly it. And Rev, whenever I play against his armies, he's got fearless everything. He's got, hold on, let's mix up the music. He's got robots that are fearless, dogs that are, or the monkeys that are fearless to dogs. Then he's playing the bears, where everything's fearless. Moraz Ghul, the bears, this, that. The Daughters of Motherland, I think, might be. No, they still take pins. And when he plays Axis, he's always playing either Totencore, Knocked Ballin', not Knocked Aldman because they're ballin', and then Knocked Jaegers and all that. So everything's fearless, and I'm like, I can't pin anything. yeah, it could be a little tricky, but it's just how it's laid out. You can have 3 handlers because 1 plus 2 additional. Oh, okay. Interesting. I gotcha. Yeah. 2 extra per squad. You're right. So you can have up to 9 dogs, 3 handlers, right? The Moros are not fearless. Yeah, you're right. You know what happened is, I think for a while we played them like they were, because Rev just thought they were, or something. One or the other. The alert's pretty good, too. The alert's pretty good, by the way. I will say, though, these things do shred. They do pretty good in close combat, if you can get them there. So, and you got the bots, so people are going to be trying to shoot the bots a lot of times, too. Because you're just going to be raining autocannon fire down on them the whole time. Alright. What's going on here? We got to fix this one, too. Alright, so check it out. The magic of 3D printing, bro. Shout out to Rev. Now we can, I think it even does these ones, right? Oh yeah, it definitely does if we just position it right. Skirt. Hell yeah. Moros are the best RPG delivery. Yeah. Rev always forgets he has the RPGs on him as well. You're working on 12 bears? Oh boy. Did you get the new ones? Yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's some photos in the Discord. Let's take a look real quick, actually. So we played our 3,000 point Apocalypse game. Not yesterday, on Thursday, because Rev's been off. So I'm currently editing a US versus Axis 1,500 point game. I have a 1-page rules, 2,000 points, Grimdark Future, the big version game recorded. And then we just recorded our 3,000 point army each Konflikt game with the Firefly platoons, every single mech that I have, and then versus the entire Toten Core box as one army, and Rev's knocked ballin' gross army as, so like 2 armies put together essentially. We both played, and it took about 8 hours in total. But that being said, it was sick. I can't wait to edit it up. This is going to be probably in like a couple games from now on the channel. But check it out. We got all the buildings that we painted. Still not enough buildings, dude. We could have used probably about twice the amount of buildings. Yeah, I'll ask Rev to see where he got the holder for the paint holder, whatever, paint stem, whatever they call it. But check it out, dude. We got the orb, painted that all up. Got all the buildings painted. I even put posters. Look, I got little, these are real World War II posters I put on there. I still got to do a wash. I got to do some sort of wash all over the buildings, but I didn't have time. Check out Rev's Noxaires, I think they're called. That's just such a cool photo right there. And look, he's got the leopard print paint job on the Zergling. I call him Zogling just for fun, but his name is Zergling. Then we had Slammer Samuels as well, showing down. I just want you guys to see this photo, though. Check this out. Jackal, Bruin, Kodiak, Linebacker, Mud Skipper. Do you guys think he survived? You'll have to find out. We might as well take a look at the Discord, too. We got Derelict with some awesome tiger striping. Looking sick. So these, you're going to see here on the table, these are, we got a couple spinners, because we want to use, for the Turkish army, we don't want any fancy rift tech. And we want all, like, old hand-me-down Axis stuff that they stole or they got given and now they're rebelling or they're fighting with the Axis. So I had Rev print me up a couple spinners, and then I used from the starter kit, I used the one thing. But they got the Pen 4 light anti-tank and the 2-shot autocannon coaxial. Cosmic, by the way. This is sick, dude. He had an 11th edition opening or party or something at the shop. He's dressed up in the Krieg outfit. This is Cosmic right here. Hell yeah, dude. Look at that guy right there. Look at that guy right there. That's sick. What does he have? A Jackson? Yeah, it's like a... with the front pickup missing? Hell yeah. That's great. And then there's like some goblins or something. Nice. Tesla, baby. So is this a British one or something? I don't know. A golf rocker. Yeah, there you go. Alright. Let's take a look at the Discord real quick. We'll take a look later. So, let's catch up here. Let's see. Well, we got a lot done. I ended up buying... I wasn't happy. I was like, we can do a sepia wash over the beige. Wasn't going to cut it. Ended up getting... I'm telling you, I love these Vallejo World War II paint sets. They're cheap, too. They're like 20 bucks or under. And comes with 6 colors that all work well for what we're doing with Konflikt. And there was one color in here that looked like it was going to work the best for me, and that's dark sand. So I ended up getting this, waited on doing all the painting stuff. So we got the dark sand here. It's a little, which is much more like a yellowish sort of color, right? Which fit in. I think they use it for the British vehicles or something, if I'm not wrong. But, so what we ended up doing is airbrushing all of them with the dark sand. And this is actually, I figured out, I ended up doing 2 coats of dark sand to kind of really get it the way I wanted. Let me adjust the white balance. The white balance is really hot. Or not the white balance, ISO. So that's much more where we're looking for. This is over the beige, which looks decent, but this is after you prime it black, airbrush it brown, and then hit it with the tan. This is going to be like how I just paint them from now on. I'm going to skip the beige. So it's nice. It's got the color more in line to what we're looking for, I think. What's going on, RK? I'm still waiting to build my Mark 1 and Mark 2 until they release their new rules to understand how you equip them. Working on your Carabinieri and a chaplain. Is that Italians? These are all Italians, but with Ottoman heads. So, and then you can see we're going, this is like kind of, I was just painting a couple of them. Now, this is only 1 coat with the airbrush. This is all airbrush, by the way. 1 coat with the airbrush, but I ended up like kind of taking my brush and painting a little bit more of the dark sand on top. And I was like, man, I think I need another coat. But it's very simple. Obviously, we got to do a bunch more, but I started doing some brown on there. Some of the black for rifle. This is going to be essentially kind of what they look like, but obviously touched up and with some sort of sepia wash probably on top is what we're going to do. A really thin down wash. We figured out the paint scheme we're going to do. Unfortunately, you can see I painted the rest of this with dark sand, but the armor isn't. But the armor is going to be, this is how we're going to do our paint scheme. It's going to be some sort of tiger stripe with black and brown, because I talked to Sean some off stream. I was bugging him, and or I guess he watched the VOD, and he's like, hey, your colors are too light for the glow effect that you're looking for, because I want glow effect coming from the armor panels, like on the ridges and stuff. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with a purple glow effect. I think someone recommended, and we did some tests in Photoshop, or not Photoshop, but Krita, which is kind of like a free version type of, or another program. And I think I'm going to keep the pants tan in the same like World War II armor theme for the Turks. So this armor is should be brighter, as you can see, the base layer, but that's right. Maybe we'll do some tiger striping of the tan on top of this one or something. But that's specifically for the quote-unquote Janissary sort of power armor dudes. Because it's not like a traditional power armor. They're not bulky like a Shrek or a Schwertruppen. It's more like an alchemical armor, you know, where it's infused with alchemy and stuff, and rift alchemy. That's the lore behind it, at least. So I still don't know if I want these guys to be damage value 5 only, or they could be damage value 5 or 6, kind of like a Schwertruppen is. You know what I mean? Because they're not super bulky armor, but instead of it being traditional metal plating, it's like rift armor. You know what I mean? That's kind of the idea. They're using alchemy. But anyways, I'm excited to paint these dudes up. So I airbrushed all these guys, got them with a double layer of airbrush. I love these guys. The helmets on these guys is so sick, dude. This guy is sick. I can't wait to have cavalry in Konflikt. There's going to be power armor barding on the horse. And these guys have power lances or like rift lances with some sort of either pistols or like shotguns. And they are going to have the cavalry rule where it's going to be they move 9 and 18. They get like tough fighters on the horses. They can dismount and then they lose the rule and stuff. But then I think they get -1 to their cover saves, but they can make a recce move or a full move in response, or you know, the recce move if they get shot at. So this is going to be sick to have cavalry. So I'm so excited. Because if, you know, we're doing a Turkish army and it's Turkic people, they, you know, some of my DNA is dating back, you know, it goes back to the people living on the steppes on horseback, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. A lot of horseback and archery in the, if you go back in the Turkish history. Thought on Janissary Rift ability. Active would be extend charge range to 18 inches, and they gain horror. Surging gives them hard to kill. Exhausted, they can't run, and should be fearless. Yeah, so that's... there's a couple units. Also, we came up with a couple more units. Hold on, we got to go over this before it. But that's a good idea. That should be exactly for something. Give me a second here. We got to go here. Go here. Okay. So, like, any way I can zoom in? I hate this. We do have a couple more units, though. Okay, we have the... I'll just run you through. We have Janissaries. We have the Whirling Dervishes, okay, which we talked about, and I found even better models, by the way, for this. But they're going to be the Hashasins or the Whirling Dervish, and they're going to be like a Ghost Attack Squad sort of type, like melee unit, or a unit that, I don't know about if they're going to teleport or something, but it's going to be a melee unit that kind of, what do you call it, you know, is either hard to hit or they, you know, they can do some sort of tricks to get into combat. No, that's perfect, RK. I want to get that, what do you call it? That sounds like an ability that should go to one of the units. 100%. So we got Janissaries, Whirling Dervish Assassins, Bosphorus Command Squad. I don't know, it might be cool to have some sort of Janissary Command Squad, but we'll see. We have the Serden Gessi or something. They're the cavalry unit. And then we have one more unit, because you guys were totally right. Someone mentioned the Jinns. I went and looked, trying to find something cool from Turkish, like, mythology, and, like, going back, and they had, like, from Persian and, like, Middle Eastern and Turkish, there was something called a din, which was, like, an ogre. And I found some Ottoman ogres, which looked pretty cool, but it was, like, very Ottoman, and I don't want to be, like, too, like, you know, old school. But, so I was like, you know what? We just got to go with Jinns, which Jinns are essentially, like, evil spirit type, ghost type things that, you know, they can... It's almost like the equivalents to, like, you know, if your house gets some sort of evil spirit in it, or if somebody gets, like, you know, like an exorcist type thing we would have here in the U.S., that would be like, you know, like some sort of jinns or evil spirits, you know. But it later got, you know, kind of turned into like a genie in a bottle sort of situation, you know what I mean? But essentially, the jinns are kind of like, almost like kind of like spirits or ghosts or whatever that kind of trick people. That's kind of the whole thing. They try and like trick you into like making bad decisions and stuff. I gotta find the models. Hold on, we gotta find the on my mini factory. I have to do this real quick. Make sure there's no boobs that pop up on my mini factory. You know what I mean? Some of the jinns do have tits. There's some. See, okay, that one's wearing a bra at least. Hold on, give me a sec. I'll just show you. There's no tits here, right? There's some tits, but you get the idea. I have to be careful though. There's like my mini factory. See that one? That I could not have shown you guys 100%. So it's a good thing I. Right? Okay, I'm on the other screen. Good, good, good. I found a sick one. Here we go. This is it. Xerxes Kaldrak. It's like a D&D djinn. This is it right here, dude. This is it right here, dude. You take this one, you print 2 of them, and you mirror one. You have 3, and you just play him as Shrekwolfen. We give him a different ability. This is like a D&D character someone has, essentially. There's other djinns, but they look more like genies. You know what I mean? Like Persian genies or something, you know, or something. This, I like. It's kind of like ghostly, but it's still badass. It's got 4 swords. So that looks pretty, and the face is not like super like, you know, Aladdin genies or something, you know. So we got that, and then real quick I'll find the whirling dervishes. Do you want the dervish to move, Janissaries to tank? Yeah, I think the Janissaries are going to be more like shooting, and like, you know, they'll have some melee, but the dervishes are going to be mostly just like melee and like fast moving or like some sort of ability. So what you said is like almost kind of like a dervish type thing. You know what I mean? Or it could be the jinns as well. You know what I mean? Give me a second here. I'm going to pull up. We found, there were some cool like dervishes, but I found some better ones. I was like, why don't I just search dervishes? And I was like, bet. We found them right here. Check these out. These are sick. Jeez. I mean, this is it right here. They got the whole look and everything. And they're whirling, baby. They're whirling and twirling. That's the whole... They look so much like the dynamic poses. This is perfect. Combat blades or Giselles with like suppressors or something. So, and I'm definitely using the masks too. The one without the mask is a little... I'm good on those. So I'm going to get these. And the djinns. So we have our Janissaries. We have the whirling dervishes. We have the djinns. And we have the cavalry. Those are our 4 unique units that we have. Which I think is pretty good. Janissaries would probably benefit from having an active rift ability. So we have an idea. We haven't even talked about army rules. Okay. How about this? I have 3 army rules theory crafted. Alchemist ammunition. The idea is we find some way. We don't have rift weapons. There's no fancy rift weapons. It's all like normal guns. But what they're doing is they're using alchemy and the rift, combining the 2, or using the rift to finally excel in alchemy and figure out its secrets from all the hidden texts and scrolls. And the ammunition that they're making is their rift weapons. It's like their special thing. So they have alchemist ammo, or they have like rift, you know, alchemy or something could be the name. And the ammo itself is like rift fueled. So what the easiest thing, and somebody mentioned this, is like if on a, let's say on a when you roll to hit on a 6, you get extra pen on those hits or something, or some way of like, for every certain amount of shots you get, 1 shot, you get an extra shot with a pen or something. I don't know. But I think probably the safest thing to do would be like a 6 gives you, on a hit roll, gives you a extra pen. Because like the rift ammo found its mark, or like found a weak spot and was able to, like, you know, eat through the armor or something like that. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to have any rift weapons, so how do we deal with, like, all the crazy shit in Conflict? They need some way to get extra penetration. So I like what you're thinking. So we just got to make sure that it doesn't get too out of hand, right? Or something. That's pretty, like, not OP. That's like, because, you know, if you're Rev, you're going to be rolling a bunch of 6s. But me, I'll get some every once in a while. But it'll be nice to get that extra pen. But it's definitely, we got to find ways to make them with regular guns and weaponry to find a way to combat, you know, because the Axis aren't going to give them, you know, Schwerfield cannons, Moschen spheres, so they have to, like, develop their own, you know, rift technology in the background, hidden in secret, you know what I mean? So, oh, that's a Stuart. Oh, okay, very nice. I thought it was a Sherman for a sec. I was like, man, that thing's a little bit smaller. I've yet to play with the Stuart, so. All right, but I like that idea. Let me grab what you wrote. I'm gonna throw that in there. I like that. Can I, like, copy your text? Oh. Not really. I have to type it. Give me a sec. Give me a sec here, chat. So I'm just going to put that rift ability down here. Active. Extend charge. Also, how's it going, Derelict? Hope you're doing well, dude. Interplanar, how's it going? Are mechs, walkers an option for the army, or just stick to tanks? For Conflict? No, I think mechs are arguably more meta than a tank. A tank you sit and shoot. With a mech, you generally can get equal weaponry. It's going to cost more generally, a little bit more than a tank, but you get the added benefit of melee attacks, running over infantry, and things like that. So, yeah, at first I was like, I'm just going to sit and shoot with my mechs, and then I learned that it's really good to actually take your mechs and just stomp all over other units. And then if they try and assault you while you're moving, you get free hits. So you get free arm attacks and leg attacks if you have arms and, you know, they're not full of rocket launchers or something. So, I'm telling you, mechs are really good. Highly recommend checking them out. I don't know what army you're playing, but... Extend charge to 18. Gain horror. Surging, hard to kill. Exhausted, can't run. I like that. That honestly might be good for the dervishes. You know what I mean? Yo, what's going on, Klovek? How's it going? That might be good for the dervishes, dude. After playing with the Tesla rules, they can be pretty OP shooting 4 shots on one target, then multiplying the pen. Yes, for armor, it's great. Recently, I've been using, like, Teslas and, like, I was like, man, they're not as good, but it was because I was running into, like, bears and infantry units and stuff. Rev doesn't use a ton of, like, mechs. You know what I mean? And, like, what do you call it? He hasn't been using a lot of armor in recent lists. So I kind of forgot how decent it is against armored units. But, like, in the most recent game against a very heavy Totem Core army, the Tesla cannons didn't do that much. I'd rather have HMGs or something, you know what I mean? But against vehicles, yeah, it's pretty good. You picked up your 11th edition box? Nice. Oh, the orcs look good? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. As a Blood Angels player and an Orcs player, believe me, I was a little interested, but I'm definitely not giving money to GW anymore, so. That being said, they got, I don't know if you guys saw this. Hold on, we'll take a look real quick. This is piquing my interest right here, dude. I would like a summertime U.S. Army. This is looking good. Brand new plastic artillery models, and they made a new starter army for the U.S. and for the Brits. And then they got the Axis. They got the new Panzer IIs and stuff coming out. match are looking good. But the 11th edition stuff does look sick. Not gonna lie. Use the Coyote mech against the Totem Core. It's like a murder meat grinder. Yeah, I have all Jackals. I guess I could have run them as Coyotes, but I didn't know. Wait till you see the 3,000 point game, dude, with the Totem Core Horde and Von Zogling, dude. That is a freaking wild game. We just filmed it a couple days ago, but that's going to probably be in a couple weeks. It's our Apocalypse game. I said we'd film because we hit 1,000 subs, so 3,000 points on either side. Literally 2 armies lined up on either side of the table. It was wild. Oh, everything's going good, Klovak. I was a little disappointed with how it was against my armor in one game, even point blank from the rear. Yeah, and I've blown myself up with the Tesla before. It's the only overload ability that does damage rolls. The rest are all pins, even the Schwerfield and stuff. So in one game, I think I blew up my Sherman, overloading the Tesla with the surging die. But it's not bad. You know, I use them on the linebacker because you can't not use them. But they are good. They are good. But I gotta say, I do like the Kodiaks and stuff, man. And I just used the Bruin. It is one shot you have to hit, but a 3-inch template on zombies with 3 pen. It's really good. Except when they have feel no pains. Then it gets a little tricky. Alright. So last but not least, I got my heavy weapon teams. I'll just show you real quick. We built these up. This was like a 3-man machine gun team, but this is definitely just a light machine gun. So I swapped it over to a 2-man. I made a little brick wall out of foam, roughed them up. This is my anti-tank dude. We got our mortar team as well. Or I have a guy with binoculars. I still need heads, so that's yet to come. And then we have, I got a couple different versions. These are the 3D printed version, but these are spinners. And look at this. I forgot I could do cool stuff, so I beat the crap out of them, and I made them have, like, Ursus Infantry scratches on them and stuff. Maybe not Ursus Infantry. An Ursus Infantry would probably tear this thing to shreds. It is damage value 8. But they come with a light anti-tank, and they come with a autocannon. So, and this is the actual top from the Vogelspinne. It's probably the same thing as a Spinne, I wouldn't be surprised, from the starter army. So I made sure to take this and use it, and we're going to throw a Turkish head on there. So again, they don't have fancy stuff. You know what I mean? They just have basic weaponry and equipment. They don't have anything too crazy. So we need a way to give them pen with autocannons and tank rifles. But I think like +1 pen is pretty decent. You know what I mean? Yeah, YouTube's been a little crazy. Sorry about that, Klovak. You can always just refresh it. Sometimes you could skip around it. What do you call it? You didn't miss much. We're just going over some stuff that we got ready here. But that being said, I do want to kind of work officially on some rules. So I'll just run over. I have two more rules I want to show you. We got the ammunition on a 6 on a hit. You get extra pen. And that's across the whole army, essentially. Just to give them away, they don't have special rift stuff, you know what I mean? Maybe not basic infantry. Maybe it's an upgrade you can give them. I don't know. But all the fancy stuff should get it. But we'll see. I don't know. Another thing is the Ottomans were well known for, like, and this isn't, they're Turks, they're not Ottomans, but I like the idea of, like, bringing back some Ottoman inspiration. Is that they would, like, announce they were coming. You know, they're like, we're going to come and destroy your city gates and, you know, siege the city here in a week, so get ready. You know, and they'd have, like, dudes with flags and, like, drums, you know, and musicians and stuff. Like a whole procession. So I like the idea. I did announcement of arrival, I called it. But maybe I can pick an objective. Or the better idea would be just to say a size, like 12 inches or 9 inches somewhere on the map. Because there's not always objectives in the game. And use a marker, right? And the Turks get a bonus for shooting or melee against units that are in that area. So I think that's kind of a cool ability, perhaps. And the other one is some way to tie in. There's going to be a lot to do with Sufism and stuff like that, especially with the dervishes. So like Sufi meditation. Maybe like units on ambush, they get to activate at their end of their turn. Maybe specialized units like the Janissaries and stuff, or like the advanced units. They get to activate automatically instead of having to roll a 4-up. I don't know, that was just something. That might not even be good. You know what I mean? But, anyways. Yo, Klovek! Thank you for the brand new membership. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, if you guys haven't too, make sure to check out Klovek. He's been making some Konflikt content here and there, which is always awesome. I watched your one video. I was telling chat the other day, describing some of the history. It was a short. It popped up, so I needed a little refresher on the timeline. Yeah, green hand emo. There you go. Appreciate it, dude. Get some 07s in the chat for Klovek. Have an idea for a Turkish Ottoman mech walker design? A Cyclops-esque humanoid walker. Probably have to kit bash. Clad in desert cloak, netting, with a head laser. And name it the Tepegaz, like mythology. Ah! Let's look it up. Ah, here we go. Here's like the giants or ogres or something. Let me make sure there's nothing crazy here. Yeah. I like that idea. That would actually be sick, right? We do need like some sort of unique walker or something. You can see it's like a giant or something with a single eye, like a cyclops or something. This is a lot of, especially because a lot of Turkic folklore and stuff is tied in with like what would it be? More Central Asian history and folklore. You know what I mean? Interesting. I like it. Let me write that down. Tepegaz or goes. I don't know how to pronounce it, but. And this is a walker, huh? Maybe like a small walker? Because I think the whole idea is they probably don't have like the crazy cool stuff, like the big Merlin walkers, but they can make like in a workshop somewhere, they could probably make something. I don't know how to do the dots. Do you guys know how to do the dots? Do you guys know how on keyboard to make the dots and stuff? I know on a is it like control? No. That's right. Cyclops walker. I like it. It's like control yeah, we're not doing all that. It's fine. Yeah, like coyote size, like a small... What's the name of those? Light walkers? Are they called light walkers? And you're saying it's got some sort of laser beam out the eye? Oof. That is kind of cool. I don't know why they would... Or they could always have the weapon in the eye. The weapon choice in the eye. We'll figure out the weapons. I like it, though. Did they shoot laser beams in the thing? Control Shift plus... plus, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's okay. We're not going to do that, all that. It's fine. We got the idea. Look, I don't need to learn how to hack today, okay? It's fine. We'll take our computer science class some other day. Alright, very nice. I like the look of it. Alright, so we got those 3 rules, by the way, though. Which is the ammunition, so to get extra pen. We have the pick an area on the map or on the in the battlefield, and you get a bonus against units in there. And then something to do with like some sort of meditation idea. So maybe something to do with like ambush or something. I had to learn how to do a German themed thing for D&D. Gotcha. On the phone, it's so much easier. You just hold it, right? I was hoping it was something simple, like I can hold Alt or something but I gotta like do some sort of crazy reach on the keyboard. But that's what I got so far, and I was thinking like, do we do some sort of teleport thing for the dervishes? I don't know, but you know, I like the idea what you said with the extend the charge, gain horror. They could have hard to kill with surging because they're not like super armored, but maybe with surging rift energy, they're whirling off the charts. And then exhausted, they can't run. I kind of like that. I'm gonna slip that underneath the dervish, if we're okay with that. I like that idea. I was thinking they could teleport and stuff like into combat, but that might be too much. You might be asking too much. I like that idea. Fieldcraft. Yeah. Fieldcraft would be nice. Because they're like dancing. Using the rift with their Zikir. My last game against Totenquarless, my coyote took out 20 zombies and marched forward. Damn. Hey, you guys got to realize I'm playing against Rev. Okay? And you'll see in a lot of games recently, I've been rolling like shit. And I think he's been rigging his dice. I don't know how he's doing it. I think he's microwaving them for like 30 seconds before he comes over or something. But, yeah, the dice gods have not been... You guys have normal dice games. I've been getting, like, absolutely screwed by the rift energy that's been around recently. It's been terrible. I've been, like, getting... I gotta throw out these dice or something. They might have had their time. They are swinny, though. Every couple weeks, they'll start changing how they want to roll. Alright, and do I have any other things? No, just the horses. We were going to give them that. Yeah. I haven't figured anything else out, so we got... Oh, I do want to point out we're going to have Giselles for the Janissaries. Treat them as a rifle. 24 shot, or 24 inch. And then for the shotgun, they're going to have pump shotguns, the other guys. So it'll be like maybe 12 inch, 2 attacks, 1 pen. You know? And then for the slugs, it'll be 1 attack, 6 inch range, 2 pen, kind of like a Firefly. But they're using like rift shotgun shells. I had an Italian clown car win my game yesterday on turn 1. What was it, demolition or something? How did you win on turn 1? In conflict or in bolt action? I would add to Turkish guys the ability Soviet PA Mark 1 guys have to make regular unit veteran. You need to roll a 6. If you succeed, they are veteran. Otherwise, they are kept as regular. That's an interesting one. I'll write that down, Klovek. As a maybe. That might slip in somewhere. That's for what? The power armor guys? Soviet Mark 1 PA ability can roll up to veteran. Alright, I'm down for all ideas. Down for every idea. That might slip in there somewhere nicely. Alright. Let's do a little painting while we can chit-chat about, you know, the army and this and that and conflict and all this jazz. Let's get set up here. We got our fancy paint handle. Shout out to Rev. What do we want to do here? My water, I think, is not... doesn't have... metallics in it, so we're good to paint. I hate once I rinse a brush with metallics. You kind of have to change the water out. Because I do want to dry brush these, but we don't need to rush on that. Let's paint some brown armor on our basic infantry here. I'll leave it up to you guys. Because we're going to be streaming for a bit today. It's Saturday. We're chilling. And we got some drinks and whatnot. We got to paint the brown trim on these guys, but we also got to do power armor and other stuff on the Janissaries. So what do you guys want to... What should we work on? Whoa, and Squig Herder Sean coming in with the 5 gifted memberships. Yeah. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Going out to Johnny Summers, Robert, Run CMD, Crayon Brains, and Trent. Get some 07s in the chat. Thank you, my friend. Very kind of you. Yo, we got that dark sand. I think this color is much more fitting, much more yellowish as well. So we're going to definitely do Tiger Stripe on the mechs. Do Tiger Stripe on the... And it's my version of Tiger Stripe, just some sort of camo thing. On the Janissary armors and on the cavalry armor and all that. But the rest of these guys are going to be mostly like dark sand colored with brown bags and belts and all that. And, you know, and their weapons. It's going to be very simple. And we'll do some Turkish symbols at the end. Reprobates. I have no idea what that is. I'm assuming it's very positive and not an insult at all. He squiggeth with one hand, hurteth with the other. Yep. And so what does he paint with, though? Doesn't leave a lot of things hanging off your body left to hold a paintbrush, but he finds a way. Yet he finds a way. All right. And also, I got to remember I can't zoom in too much because then the focus thing's going to screw up. So we're just hanging out, painting, chilling. I'll give you guys some close-ups. What do you guys want to see? You want to see some Janissaries getting painted up and cavalry riders, or should we do some basic infantry? I'll give you a rundown real quick on where we're at. Let's get the Janissaries out, too. Yeah, this is after a couple, or an airbrush or two of the dark sand. Can we get this to focus, please? It's looking much better, I think. You can't talk about that on YouTube. Yeah. Well, he's painting with his toes, bro. You only got, you know, but he has to stand with a foot still. You know what I mean? You gonna focus for me, or are we too close? Let's get a zoom in, shall we? So this guy, I painted the armor black, thinking maybe I paint the armor black. I didn't know, but then I was like, all right, no, we gotta do this. But so all of the armor, it starts out pretty bright. This is obviously still beige. I wasn't able to airbrush this, but that's essentially the camo scheme we're going to be going with, and it's going to look a lot better. I was trying to do Tiger Stripe, it kind of just turned into a camo scheme, so it's going to look a lot better over the brighter beige as well. But that's going to really darken it up, and that'll give us some room to add in glow effects to where it's not too bright. I also made the pants from white. I just put them back to the tan, essentially. So they're going to be something like this, but all of the armor, the shoe, so there's armor on the feet, armor on the pauldrons, armor on the wrist stuff, armor on the helmet, the body, maybe even the scabbards. They're all going to have the camo scheme. So when is a battle report with the Toten platoon versus the Firefly? That's what's in the Discord. Just happened 2 days ago. 3,000 point armies, two 3,000 point armies. And it's coming out in probably a couple weeks because we have a couple more games filmed before that. So we got a little bit of time, but there's a sneak peek in the Discord. All right. And I don't know what's going on with the ads, dude. I don't have it set to anything other than what the normal thing YouTube does, so. Are you guys getting crazy amounts of ads or something? Let's warm up with a little bit of brown painting of the trim here. Or is it because Slovak, maybe they're slamming him in his country or something? I don't know. I just got 10 stands of British infantry, a cannon, and horse for black powder. Ooh. How you guys play black powder or pike and shot? You like it or what? And what do you mean 10 stands? Are you talking about like trays to put multiple guys on or what? What's 10 stands? Let's just warm up real quick here. I gotta get this lined up properly. God, it's so nice to actually have this to paint this holder. I've been painting by holding the bases for so long, like a bozo. I have to touch up the flesh tone anyway, so it's not an issue. Hey, you guys getting a ton of ads or something, or what? I know Clove's saying he is. I gotta like texture it. I gotta put some tape on this. It's kind of a little slippery during the summertime. Because I don't have anything... the stream is just monetized with the regular amount of ads they usually do. Unless YouTube's changing things. And usually it's like you get maybe one short ad that's unskippable, but then you could just skip anything. And usually mine is like, I usually get mostly at the start. I just gotta wait like 5 seconds. I could just skip whatever ad they play. But I know people have different experiences with it. But compared to Twitch, man, God, YouTube's so much better when it comes to that. Still love Twitch, but the ads are out of control on that platform. I don't even run any ads on Twitch, but I get an ad at the start of the stream, which kills it for new people, but for the people that watch it, at least they don't have to watch any ads. YouTube, I kind of can't help it. They automatically do it. There's a tabletop section. That's where I put anything like miniature related goes there, because otherwise we have multiple fly fishing areas, because that's kind of what that Discord started out as, where a lot of people are in there for. I probably should just make a Mike Rolls Dice Discord at some point, but I'm just lazy. Yeah, if you look on the left side of the Discord, that's where all the channels are. You'll see there's channels for everything, so. And I kind of just use the general as like an update thing for everything. Yeah, I never watch stuff on Kick. I know some people that stream on there. I've thought about multi-streaming to that platform, but there's so much hate against it on Twitch for years. They're like, that's a gambling website, this and that, but you know what, dude? Who cares? I think Train owns it, or is one of the head owners, Trainwreck TV. But some streamers I watch, they multi-stream there as well, because why not? But Twitch and YouTube's been pretty good combo. I don't mess around with like, what's that freaking? I can't even think of the name. TikTok. I don't mess around with TikTok or anything like that though. That's like supreme brain rot social media. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe Kick's pretty good with the way that they pay you out and everything, apparently. But it's I'm not necessarily worried about making a ton of money live streaming. It's more so just to engage with the audience and everything instead of just making videos, because I enjoy live streaming. So I'm gonna make a video on like painting these Turks, or like making them, but like theory crafting the rules with you guys and this and that, and it's a lot more fun than just reading comments in a in one of the videos I made, you know. So I've been streaming for years, mostly fishing related stuff, but I've been streaming for a long time. I do enjoy it. Alright, this might not be the best choice because I really need to like shove this mini in my face to paint because it's pretty fine detail. So maybe we'll paint something else. Or how about let me illuminate it, that might help. A little illumination goes a long way. It could be cool to work on that one Janissary, to try and get that one Janissary done so we can kind of have an idea of what we're going to do for our paint, you know what I mean? Damn, dude, I should have... This is where it's nice to, like, I guess I could rip the arms off because I just used some of that Tamiya glue. It's not like it's permanently on there. But I'm just stubborn, and I just, you know what? I'm just going to work around it. I've never been a sub-assembly dude. It's probably way easier. I'm stubborn, though. Can't help it. Where can one find this Discord? It's in the... It's not in the description of the live stream, is it? Yeah, it should be in the description of the live stream. Yeah. It's my Li Flies Mike fly fishing Discord, but now we have there's a good amount of folks from here and there. Like I said, I might make a Mike Rolls dice one. I might have to at some point. But I think so far it's been okay. Nobody's complained or anything from the fishing side. Like, hey, what the hell's all this miniature crap people are talking about? Who the hell's this Squig Herder Sean guy and his cool paintings? Yeah, well, you know what? Some people, though, I will say, if you have a really big YouTube channel, it can actually kind of, like, hurt your views live streaming at times. That's why you'll see big channels, they'll have another channel for their live streaming. Like, really big channels I'm talking about. But for our size channels, it doesn't make a difference. It actually helps. What's going on, Cosmic? How's it going, dude? We looked at your photos. Hell yeah, man. I love the Krieger outfit. Looks sick. You enjoying 11th edition or what? That's it. Pretty simple. Yeah, we got all the cool people. We got all the cool people in chat. All the cool conflict community. And that's pretty much it. Then I have the black, did that, whatever. So it's definitely a matter of, like, obviously painting the skin and everything, and doing probably a camo. I don't want to do camo on all of them, right? And I also don't want to do camo on the hats or the fezzes or the helmets, because that's what I think Squig or Sean did. I think I'm going to leave them the way it is, or paint them red. I might paint them red, honestly. Which is very Ottoman style, but it's also kind of like straight up. I might just leave it the way it is, though, because that's how the Turkish military was on this guy. And do some sort of half moon with a star. Maybe a little red symbol and paint it white on there. So I might do that. But the the Janissary dudes and all that, the cavalry, they're going to be a little bit more tricked out with colors, with red and stuff. These guys are just basic infantry. And you know what? I honestly wouldn't mind using these in bolt action and just playing them as like playing them as Italians or something, because they're all like Italian and German minis. So I could always do a thing where it's like a rogue group of Turks join the Axis in World War II. We could do something like that for bolt action. Getting the guard ready for it. Gotcha, gotcha. The Game Store did a launch party. You were just getting putty and slime, so you might as well dress up. It'd be funny if you got pulled over. That would have been funny. Especially the orc guy, if he got pulled over on the way back. It's just more so like really big channels, you know, when your channel gets to a certain size and you're like, once you get in the algorithm, it's different. We're talking about like millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands at times, but it's all depends on like how the regularity of your uploads and the regularity of the content in your channel and how the algorithm accepts it. Right now, I'm getting my werewolves ready to race Jenny in a 2500 K47 game on Thursday. Hell yeah. Face Jenny, yep. No, you guys are racing. Hell yeah. Oh, they had an orc band there. Oh, is that what that was? I thought that guy just brought that along for fun. He was actually playing guitar. Hell yeah. That's sick. Alright, let's finish up this Janissary. Yeah, I think the idea behind the Janissary unit, they're going to be kind of versatile. They have some little bit of melee here and there, but they're really more so a like shooting type unit. But holy cow, Rudy coming in with the 100 checks mix. Thank you so much, my friend. Holy cow. What do you call it? I know it's red, so it's got to be somewhat serious. Yo, thank you so much, my friend. That is so kind. Get some 07s in the chat. Get what do you call it? Put some salutes up for the support. Thank you, Rudy. That's so kind to you. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate you hanging out. I guess, did YouTube finally let you donate or something? Yeah, thank you so much, my friend. Again, round of applause. Very kind to you. Very kind to you. If you guys have anything you guys want us to show off in the Discord too, we're going to be taking a look here a little later. But I'll show you how I did my makeshift camo scheme here. Thank you, my friend. That's very kind of you. And how the hell do you pronounce it? It's not checks marks, right? You said it the last time. Let me improve my closed-minded American brain. What is it? It's check something. I love Ursus. I hope Warlord will do plastic update on your waffle werewolves. Gotcha. Yeah, I think we're waiting for American plastic minis. We're waiting for, you know, new, like, power armor, waiting for German stuff, Japanese, all that. Crowns. Thank you. The crowns. Exactly. Thank you. Check crowns. Thank you, my friend. Very kind of you. So essentially the way I did this was just trying to do some, like, random sort of, like, tiger striping. It ended up kind of blotching together, but starting off with the black and then doing the brown, and kind of the brown is kind of very, I'll show you, like, I'll pull up just a tiger stripe. I googled tiger stripe and went off this. Kind of something like this, where the black is the main part, and then we have some like kind of splotching alternating pattern, you know what I mean? Kind of like a thick tiger stripe. Modern military tiger stripe or something. That's the idea, at least. I'm 3D printing werewolves made by Loot Studios that are D&D, but are made for D&D, but are awesome proxies. Yeah, I mean, there's some great Shrekwolf proxies. Rev found some random ones, but I was looking around. There were some really cool ones. The problem was there were some, like, most of them were very fantasy looking. I was, like, hoping to find something that had some, like, I was looking to make sure that something had, like, pants. You know what I mean? But there's some really sick werewolves out there. And again, I'm not, maybe it's not gonna end up being tiger striping, but you get the idea. I kind of want it to be like jagged and alternating, somewhat pattern. You guys can't even see, can you? Let's zoom out a little bit. The autofocus doesn't like me sometimes. What weirdos wear pants? True. When I get turned into a werewolf, look, you know you're gonna get turned into a werewolf. What are you wearing pants for, weirdo? Come on, bro. If anyone asks why you're always nude from the waist down, you just tell them you're a werewolf. That's why. Fully clothed from above with like shredded clothes, but no pants. Hell yeah. They're just gonna spread this around. It's to hide their giant werewolf hogs. True. That's really what gives them away. You know, while they're walking through the streets undercover. The unusually large werewolf hogs. It comes with the canine virus. It's more alarming at times than their snarling mouths. The shirt cock in it. They just flip it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go play some Conflict, you guys. That's cool. You both in the what's it called? The Czech Republic? That goes to show how much I know. It's not called Czechoslovakia, right? Is it? No, I think it's called the Czech Republic, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know jack shit. I thought your guys' currency was called Chex Mix. I was a little late on that one, but that's a joke, by the way, obviously. I feel like I'm failing a little with this tiger stripe, but in reality, it's just more so we're layering up colors and alternating colors. It kind of looks like a cow armor right now. Moo! But once we fill it in with the brown and some more black, it's gonna look sick. Ah, you're Slovaki? Is that, or you're in Slovakia? Slovakian? So be a bear, yeah. Well, you got enough hair at least to cover your genitals as a bear, is what you're saying, right? Or they're not. They can wear pants. Bears are known for wearing pants. Yeah, camouflage. Kind of looks like cow camouflage, doesn't it? Zebra striping. Cow mouflage. There you go. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? It was right there in front of me all along. Yeah. That's the thing. It always looks weird until you like commit and keep going. You need to commit to the camo, the camouflage. And then what I was doing, I was kind of doing like a very small fill in the gaps, but leave some tan on the outlines. It's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see. Let's see if I can really zoom in for you guys here. Ah, you had the typo. Ah, obviously, in the first one, you obviously got it right. Of course. You're like, damn it, no, I did. Now we'll never know if you thought of it after or before. That was beautifully executed, though. Camouflage. Well done, well done. I missed it. I should have seen it. It was a home run. I need to be careful. I'm getting a little heavy-handed. We can always go back over, but more so I'm like trying to fill in the tan areas, but not fill it in. I want to just like splotch it where the tan is with the brown. A light splotching. Never hurt anybody. A light splotching. Trying to paint to where you guys can actually see. I suck at filming myself painting. Whenever I do videos of painting, I have to like focus on filming, not painting, because I always have a hard time keeping it in focus. Like, we still want that bright sand peeking from underneath, but just slightly, you know? We're gonna have to go and do some different layers, I think. You would think that. I'm joking. Of course, RK, of course. I appreciate it. You gave me the Chex Mix earlier. Of course, I know you are. Continue the light splotching around the black. Luckily, I don't need the AC on today. It's quite windy, so we're getting a nice little breeze coming in, because it was a little hot last night. I got a cheap AC. It's been doing God's work. You ever use any paint pens? I haven't, but I know that seems like a great way of doing it as well. For like $3 a marker, it's a sweet deal. I'm gonna have to check out the AK paint pens. You know, it sounds like a great way of doing it, like edge highlighting very simply, by the way. I've seen people using them. It looks pretty easy to use. Especially for probably even doing something like this would work great. I just kind of want to splotch it to where you still want to see the tan, but it to be very minimalistic. So what? They're like $3 a pen, really? Is it that cheap? Is it like you're talking about even for the AK interactive ones, or are these just like generic paint pens? It seems very cheap for a miniature painting product. Again, because we still want that sand, right? Gotta zoom in here. It's kind of like the idea. I think we might need to go back over it with some more black slashes. The whole idea is you want to slowly just build it up, not do it all too much at once. But you can see the difference in the undercoat, though. This is the beige undercoat right here on that main armor, and that's what it looks like with the dark sand undercoat. So that's definitely more what I was going for, that more like brighter sand color. You know what I mean? I could probably take some dark sand and do some tiger striping on that armor. It might actually look kind of sick, the reverse. They're pretty nice. I have a number of them and painted some of my air markers entirely in them. Ah, okay. AK Interactive, my local game store, has them for like $3 a pen. Really? Okay. Use paint pens? Yeah, it seems like on the vehicles it would be great. Squig Herder, for sure. I don't know why I'm calling you Squig Herder. Yeah, so now we're going to touch up the black here and kind of strain it out. Because there was a little bit of brown on the black too in some areas. So now we're kind of getting some layering of the camo colors, and it looks cool. Because some of the black areas are like slightly brown. And I like to extend some of the black areas here to like a new little branch. I'm just gonna like touch it up slightly. Again, because we need to like darken the armor up, because Sean was right, making a good point. If we're going to do some sort of glow effect, if the armor is too bright in general, or there's too many bright colors, then it's not going to complement the rift color, the glow effect of a rift color. Good, then. Yep, went darker by just using black and brown and using that as the tiger striping over the quote-unquote tiger striping, whatever this camo pattern I'm doing is, over the dark sand, which is even lighter than the beige, so I think it works out. It's pretty dominant, though. You kind of cover up a lot of the dark sand, but that's how we're getting the darker color on our armor to complement the glow effect. You were right. You were right. Is that what you wanted to hear, Sean? You were right. I mean, oh, sorry. I hit the wrong one, obviously. No. You were right. The whole crowd. Boo! The man knows his paints. Okay. Featured warlord community artist. Squig Herder Sean, get it right. Let me zoom out. I keep remembering if I'm zooming, you guys can't see shit when the focus goes out. Also, pro tip for tiger stripes, using a contrast or speed paint black with a long or thin tip makes it easier. Yeah, I keep saying tiger stripe. This is more like liger stripe we're doing. We're doing liger stripe. Sorry, I forgot to mention. It's a hybrid. I'm using tiger stripe as inspiration and butchering the tiger stripe, and that's how we get the Ottoman camo scheme. That's the best way I could describe it. That's how I make sure I describe it in the video for people that want to replicate it, because obviously this is going to be the new hit success in Konflikt, the Turkish army. You want to try and do tiger stripe, but do it really bad, and then it'll kind of just look like a different camo scheme altogether. And that's my secret to the success. Easy. Express from Vallejo on infantry, game color model on vehicles. Yeah, I'm a big army painter, dude. I like the army painters, but the Vallejo's nice. I like these World War II paints from Vallejo are nice. And I have some speed paints from Army Painter. But I'm pretty cheap when it comes to paints, dude. And I don't buy a ton of different color paints. I'll just mix paints together, and I just go for like the basic paints a lot of times. You know what I mean? Just kind of mix it up. Yeah, this is more like Indian Bengal tiger, not the Chinese Bengal tiger camo. Pied, I think. A pied camo, is that what you're talking about? Paint like Monet and you got it? Exactly. Yeah, there you go. I've actually been to Monet's garden. It's a very beautiful place. We got to paint here. I forgot we had an arm that fell off. So what's going on? Is everyone painting right now? Are you guys painting yourselves or what? I know some folks were saying you were working on. I know we got some Tesla Stewarts. Got some Ursus Infantry going together. Yeah, I think Rev like wanted to play a game tomorrow. I got to get this battle report done. It's been almost 12 days since the last battle report, so we got to get our. We have a 1,500 point game of Konflikt that's coming out. And then we're going to do our Apocalypse game, and then we have a full game of one-page rules, so. I got to get to editing. I've been editing it, but because I had to get a video done for my Fly Tying channel. I didn't do a video there for 2 months. So you guys are lucky. You've been getting all the attention. I counted it. I have over 170 army painters. Very nice. I do like these, the Fanatics, Army Painter Fanatics. But again, dude, these World War, or the Vallejo model color, the World War II paint sets are like 20 bucks. These are freaking great. Can't wait to get home when, can't wait to do some hobby when you get home. Nice, dude. You just sitting there mixing Cinnabar and Umber. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Let me do the brown on this hand. Once we get this dude's camo somewhat situated, we're not done. You know, I might end up doing more to it. I want to kind of finish one, or get this guy figured out. Or at least put together and see, like, do we like the pants? Do we like this? What color we're doing the helmet? I don't necessarily have a glow effect, but what we could do is we could take some white paint, hit areas on the armor, and then put purple speed paint on top of it. The Alien Hive speed paint. It's pretty bright, but maybe we wait. We could always take a photo and throw it into Photoshop and hit it with some glow. See what color glow we like now with the armor scheme without committing. That actually really helped the other night because I was indecisive on the colors and stuff. By the way, this guy's arm fell off, so I figured I might as well paint the crap while his arm fell off. A little easier to work with. I mean, this is really, if you want an idea what it's going to look like, this is the way to do it right here. Okay. Well, it definitely looks more desert themed. You know what I mean? Still kind of bright though. I might need to do like another layer over it or something. A lighter camo color over it. But I mean, I did want to keep it with that dark sand color, you know what I mean? For a reason, because it's got that bright sort of color to it. Yeah, definitely not tiger stripe. We'll call it Turkic camo. the Mike Rolls Dice camo, just random splotched, or like kind of thinned out, random shapes, and then kind of like splotching around, but keeping the undercoat visible through it. See, this looks nice. It's nice and dark and whatnot, but this is with the beige. It's much brighter with the sand underneath, so it's gonna change it definitely. What I need to do here is do some like sand striping and stuff and go back over it to tie it together or something. And the pants being tan, I think I'm down with it. I think I'm okay with it. Because I really want this red cloak, if you will, right? And I got to figure out now what to do for the head, for the color for the head. Red would be cool too, I guess. Just straight up, we got the nice bright red on our Janissaries to go along with the tan and the darker camoed armor. I'm trying to think. I don't think white. I don't think I want to do white for the hat. I could keep it dark sand and do camo on that, but I think it might look cool in red. So let's just take a little white paint. We'll paint it real quick and then hit it with some speed paint. Thank you, Klovek. I'm still not 100% certain if I'm digging the way that the camo came out on top of the dark sand. I might need to go back over and hit it with another layer. The whole idea is we need it to be like a darker... Overall, we are making it darker, but if we want like an underglow or we want some sort of glow effect, it needs to be able to pop. And if it's too light, it's not going to be able to. So I just got to figure out if it's dark enough or not, or if I like it. And I don't really have a nice glow effect. What I normally would do is I would put white paint and then put a brighter paint or something, or and something like this I can't really airbrush because I don't have the airbrush control or the skill to airbrush something so small and minute. If I had some sort of putty thing to cover up the miniature, then I could do it, right? But I don't have that stuff, or I haven't messed around with it. Like we saw Derelict doing with the Stewart. All right, hey, have a nice night, Klovek. Appreciate it. Hope you have a nice night. Red's the way to go? Yeah, I think so. These guys will have like a red hats or helmets. The regular Turkish infantry. I don't know, dude. I don't think I want to give them red fezzes because I don't think that doesn't fit the way that they were set up at the time. But these guys, I like it. They're more tricked out ponies, Oh, we actually have real ponies, but you get the idea. Yeah, I'm not certain. I'm not certain if I'm... I mean, it is more of a desert color, right? This looks much less of a desert color. That looks like an autumn German armor or camo or something compared to this, which looks definitely far more desert. But I think I need to go in now and do like small black, like very small black detailing, and then more brown, just to kind of eat up a little bit more of the dark sand color. I don't know, we'll see. Definitely just, it doesn't, I didn't do as good of a job maybe as on the camo with this one. I'm just trying to look in the camera as well. I mean, it's definitely darkened up. Now the problem is, right, if I have the tan pants, right, or not the tan, but the tan shirt underneath there, that might be hard to get any sort of like glow effect. So maybe I should have them have like dark shirts underneath or something, like brown shirts or something. It's a small area, but anyways, I'm just brainstorming, just thinking. And the backpack, I don't know what I'm gonna do for that. I'm gonna have to figure that out. It's like some sort of like gas system or oxygen system. Or Rift. Maybe it's their alchemy. Rift juices. You know what I mean? Rift Rocka. Hell yeah. Alright, let's paint this red. This should be dry now. I'm just looking. I'm just thinking of colors. Thinking what'll look good. What's gonna work. Are the tan pants correct? Yeah, this speed paint. This Army Painter speed paint's really nice. I told you guys how I got this. Somebody I know got it off Amazon and they accidentally sent them too. Get wrecked, Jeff Bezos. Woo! This is a pricey set, dude. I would have never bought this, to be honest with you. Outside my budget range. I'm used to just getting like, okay, I need more black and white paint. Let me get more of that. All right. What are we thinking, Chad? Give me your honest opinion. Do we like the dark sand camo that we have going? I almost kind of like it better with the beige camo thing that we had set up, but that's, you know, not what I had planned. But now with the dark sand, I do like it, but I think I need to execute it better. I need to execute it more like, if I can get it more like this, essentially, where it's like, you see how the green and the brown is covering that like beige color a little bit better? I think I just got to go at it with a small brush for like hours and just hit them all, like, just like layer up the camo. It's kind of hard to do on stream because I'm impatient and holding the mini in the right area. You like it? Okay, good. That helps. That makes me feel better. I don't want to do the gas pack in it, so I'll probably find some way of maybe we can get some rift coloration, some rift glow going on in these little jets or in the canister. So maybe we'll paint it some sort of like black and like metallic with some sort of rift glow in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think the purple's going to be nice. I think what I do is see how there's like raised areas and there's also recessed. It's kind of hard to show. It's easier on this one. The armor already has recesses for like rift energy areas. There's recesses there. Inside the armor, there's like lion, like some sort of like lion skull or, you know, lion's motif. There's like floral stuff. The armor has like little divots and things to where we could do stuff, and then there's the ridges. So I was thinking underneath the ridges, a little bit of white paint and then purple effect over the camo, so it's like glowing on top of the camo is the idea. That's what I'm thinking. And that's where Sean was talking about darkening it up. If we left it like this color and tried to do a glow effect, it wouldn't pop as much over the bright armor color. That's the idea. So if I get it to where I like it, then I think we can hit it. And I saw there's somebody recommended I think it was the Army Painter effects or the Vallejo effect. I forgot which one I saw. They didn't have purple though on Amazon. They had like pink, turquoise, all these different colors. Let me see. What was the brand that makes that glow effect one? Tight camo patterns on small areas like that are hard to pull off. If you do the camo realistically, it just looks like a dark blob because that's what camo is supposed to do. Yeah. I gotcha. Well, I guess one thing that helps is doing all that fine detail. The Under Armour is so bright that unless I completely cover it, we will see that Under Armour. I feel like if I just tone down that Under Armour a little bit, it's gonna, if I just do a little bit more layering over it to get to where that tan underneath looks where I like it. It's Army Painter? Okay. So they have power node. I don't know if they have a purple one, though. Because I was looking. They have this radiation one. They have a green one. They have plasma blue. I mean, I guess that kind of fits, right? I mean, I guess we maybe have to paint it underneath. This is probably layered over a different color, isn't it? Obviously. You can see here, this is one with blue layered over, right? And is this also, it's got, he's hitting it with UV light or something, I'm assuming? Is that what's going on here? Is that what this glow effect is, or what? There's no purple? Or is it like, it makes it look like it's glowing? Or is it actually physically freaking UV glowing paint? Is that what it is? Or does it just give it like that sort of like airbrush glow effect? You know what I mean? When it comes to like giving highlighting or something. Or am I just better off like they're essentially contrast paints? Yeah, am I essentially just better off using like a purple contrast paint over like a white ink or something? You know what I mean? Or like even the speed paint kind of. We could maybe try it out. We'll see. I don't know. We would probably have to do like a purple base to the glow area and then hit it with that. It's got fluorescence, I'm pretty sure. That's why no true purple. Gotcha. So I guess what we would have to do is like the areas that I want it to glow, I would have to paint purple, get it to look purple first, and then cover it with that glow effect, and it'll kind of have like a pinkish purple effect with the glow, right? With the fluorescent in it. I see. Alright, well maybe we'll try it. Maybe we'll try out the power node then, the kind of pink color. But we'll just have a darker layer underneath it or something, or a purple or something. I don't know, we'll have to experiment for sure. We'll have to do some tests on different armor and whatnot. Alright. Yeah, no, I kind of dig this. This is kind of what we're going for. I'm still not 100% sold if I like the tan pants and the shirt. I think we might, I don't know. I think I just kind of need to see it all together and done before I'm 100% happy or not with the coloration. I don't want it to be like too much red, you know what I mean? I didn't like the white. I mean, the white was pretty cool, but I can see what you're saying. It's pretty bright. And we had the rest of the army has tan uniforms, so that's kind of where I got that idea, using tan for the pants and stuff and the shirt, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm happy with it so far, but I need to find the last, I need to tie it all together somehow, you know what I mean? In one way or another. That we're at that point of the thing. Is this for a K-47 or Trench Crusade? No, this is for K-47. Even though this is these are War Games Atlantic. I don't think they made them for Trench Crusade, but they may have. I think it's for their futuristic game or something. But we do have some very much so Trench Crusade inspired minis and stuff we're going to be using, like the Whirling Dervishes. But no, this is just a Turkic Ottoman / themed army in conflict, because the Axis took over Turkey, and they're either working with the Axis or fighting back. Yo, Jose, what's going on? Yeah, we got the Turks. If you guys look at the map, the current conflict map of Europe, Turkey was taken over by the Axis and also some other areas further east in the Middle East. Because Turkey's kind of right in Central Asia. It's kind of part, it's kind of part Europe. It's kind of part, Central Asia. But the Axis took control, and either there's going to be Turks working with them, so you can use them as an Axis army, or we're coming up with our own special faction rules to where they have they're heavily relying on alchemy. They don't have Rift like weapons, modern weapons like Tesla's Schwerfields and like the other armies have. But what they're using is they're using alchemy, using the rift to help essentially excel in alchemy, and so they have ammunition that's fueled with rift alchemy, and they have armor that they're imbuing like rift energy and via alchemy. So that's how they're going to get their little bonus. Essentially, they don't have fancy weapons, but their regular guns are going to get extra pen to help fight against the other things in conflict, is the idea. It's all Turkish themed. We have whirling dervishes, we have janissaries, we have cavalry. It'll probably be one of the only cavalry units that you could probably use in... You can use Cossacks, right? Because you can use bolt action, but there's no K-47 cavalry units. So we're going to give them Turkish cavalry and Jin-style Schreckwolfen as well. So ghosts, essentially, or evil spirits, you know what I mean? So if that's special enough... but as far as I'm concerned, I don't think anyone at least has published or has publicly at least put it out there that I don't think there's any custom army or faction. You know, for Warhammer, I know there's like custom factions and armies. I don't think somebody has made a video or done anything. There might be somebody that's done it themselves. But so this is interesting. I'm excited. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. We're going to try and... But this is for... Look, I don't play tournaments. I don't go out and play random people. I play with my friends. And I make battle reports for YouTube. So that's kind of... You know, we have the thing to where... We have the rule of cool is our main rule between me and Rev. Even if we... Sometimes we won't even look up the rules. If we think like, oh, can I multi-charge those two units? Like, I don't even think you're technically allowed to do it. We allow it because... Hell yeah, dude, that's badass. Those Schreckwolfen are like coming in there, like ripping up these multiple units. But so we always just like whatever we think is cool, that's what we do because we play for fun. I need to find me one of those Africa Corps bikes with the bucket seat. So these are actually Africa Corps. We took all these This is Africa Corps units, and I stole them for our Turks here. But yeah, the Africa Corps have some cool... They have I forgot the name of it. I was just looking at them. They have the side cart motorcycle dudes, which is really cool. All right, we're going to take a quick little... You think the tan is fine? Okay, cool. All right. I think I'm just going to need to get it, you know, put together. Get some glow effect on there and, you know, paint the base and everything. Get some grass tufts on there, and I think I'll be happy with it. You know what I mean? So, I think I'll be happy with it. I'm going to take a quick little break, chat. The Kradschrutzen. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That is what's most important, Jose. And obviously, we try and play by the rules as much as we can. We do some home rule and stuff, but because I make battle reports, I try not to make it too confusing, because we already screw up half the rules half the time anyway, that the comments usually point out. No, Jose. I still... You know, I think it's going to be a long time till we get to that stage, because even if I get 100 comments in a video, I generally read all of them, because it only takes a couple seconds. I may not respond, but I generally read every single comment. So, and I have 2 YouTube channels. My other channel's not that much bigger, but it's like 5,000 subs. But I get a lot of comments because I have like hundreds of videos, fly fishing videos and fly tying. But I try to respond to each and every one. The thing that sucks, sometimes YouTube makes it to where you can't see. I have to like go in and like go through my filters, click away responded and unrespond, and then go to newest and then scroll through. And some comments it doesn't show me, but look, you guys, if we ever get to the point to where I don't notice individual comments in videos or live stream because there's so many people in here, then at least you know you're going to be getting non-stop content, because I'll be making enough money to be able to spend as much time on Micro's Dice as possible. But either ways, don't worry about it. I appreciate you folks hanging out and just spending some time with us. And something tells me it's going to take a long time for us to get to the point to where I don't read all of your YouTube comments on videos and stuff like that. So don't worry. Even if we had 1,000 people in here, I don't think the chat would be moving crazy enough for me not to read all your guys' chats. So, all right, chat. We're going to take a quick little break, though. And I'm just going to grab a drink, and when we come back, we're going to keep, maybe we'll either dry brush some of these horses or something and keep chatting about our conflict rules. So, video idea is K47 versus 40K versus Trench Crusade versus another. Oh my god, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Maybe like Star Wars Legion, or I don't have any Star Wars Legion stuff, but what's another game I have? It would be something like that. It'd need to be an iconic game like Star Wars, honestly. I'll just 3D print some like Star Wars minis. That's a sick idea. K47, 40K, Trench Crusade, and Star Wars or something. And 4-way battle between all the miniatures. That's a fantastic idea. I'm going to write it down just so I don't forget. We're going to take a quick break here, but it'll just be... I'm going to put up the... That's a great idea. Yeah, people love that video, like mixing the different games together, so we're definitely going to focus on that with one-page rules from now on. Or like some Marvels minis or something. Something, yeah, something interesting. I like it. All right, chat, we're going to take a quick break here. Oh, yeah, we always use the one-page rule. One-page rules is the best for that, so... Because you can obviously play, they have their own, like, the Human Dynasty in this, but when I play one-page rules, I use one-page rules to play with all the minis that I don't play. Like, I don't play a lot of Trench Crusade anymore. I don't play a lot of 40K. So I play one-page rules to play with all those minis, or play with the cool D&D minis I have and stuff like that. That's how I generally treat one-page rules. Because it's a game that can just... It's like a blank canvas war game. That's really what it is. And what do you feel like playing today, you know? Which I really like. All right. Give me a sec, chat. I'll be back in just a moment. We got some AoE 2 music for you guys. And I'm going to go grab a drink. Hit the hookah lounge. We'll be back for some more chatting and painting. Appreciate you folks hanging out. So, I'm just going to go stretch real quick, though. Be back in a sec. All right, we're back. Yeah, so what got, I saw your comment, what got me and Rev into wargaming. He was a big D&D nerd, trying to get me into D&D and tabletop role-playing for years. And we were super heavy into Magic. He still plays a lot of Magic, but we were playing Magic Commander, especially. We got super into Commander, so we were going to the game store to get cards. And we saw the 40k stuff and all the minis. So Rev had all of his D&D models from being a DM, so little goblins and crap. And I had, so we were like, okay, so let's look. So I started watching Warhammer stuff. Didn't understand anything. This is 9th edition. And found one-page rules. One-page rules was easy enough to understand for two guys getting brand new to it. And then what we did is Rev took his D&D minis. I remember we played a game. He used his they were all like nothing was on bases properly, and he had like a little goblin riding on a spider, and we took like cardboard boxes and just put them up. But and I bought Age of Sigmar. I bought an Age of Sigmar starter set, or like Combat Patrol at the store. And then after we did that, fantasy was cool, but I'm like, dude, 40k looks so much cooler. Like, I want like sci-fi dudes. So then I started getting like Space Marines and stuff. Then we got into 40k. We played 10th edition pretty hard. That was our introduction to Warhammer, was 10th edition, me and Rev. He played Guard. That's how he fell in love with Mordian and got introduced. Eventually, we played 10th edition. It kind of got boring, even as brand new Warhammer players. And it also just, the games took so long, you know. And Rev he went to Las Vegas. He played in Las Vegas Open with his Guard. He went to, no, he didn't play Las Vegas. He played the one in Atlantic City and whatnot. But I can't. My back hurts so much. My back kills me after a single game. So, like, Warhammer was, like, killing me. So then we were like, let's try Bolt Action because of Mordian. Because I started watching Mordian because of Rev. And so we were going to get into Bolt Action at the same time Konflikt was getting hyped up. So we're like, let's get into Bolt Action, try it, because we can use it in Konflikt. Because I was like, I want to try Konflikt. That game looks sick. And then now we're here. And Rev was like, you got to start making videos for Konflikt because the game's coming out and it's brand new. I was like, all right. And that's how we ended up here. But like, you got into it, Nix, from COVID. Nice. Need something to do, huh? Brother started 40k when I was 8, and I got dragged into test armies. There you go. That's nice. Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right. So we could do some more painting stuff. I kind of like, you know what, chat? Let's sit down. I have this notepad. This thing sucks. Let's pull up the Windows notepad. Hold on. Let's sit down and really think about these rules. You know what I mean? What is with this? Every time I open up the notepad, it opens up every previous thing I've ever done in Notepad. Do you guys know this? Why it does this? Like, what's going on here? What are we talking about, you know? So I think with this I can at least zoom. Is this zoom at least? No? How the hell do I change my font size? Can I not change the font size? Alright, well, the other notepad's better then. Whatever. The other notepad's better. Alright. We got Alchemist ammo. We know this. We know that. Let's think about Janissary. What's a Janissary ability? Let me do it over here, and we'll do it in a way larger font so you guys can see. It's a little too large, eh? Alright. They're like they're like tabs for browsers. You gotta close them out. I thought I did, but maybe I'm not fully closing them out, I guess. Is that how you spell Janissaries? No, it's not. Alright. So the idea about the Janissaries is I want them to be more like a shooting type unit. You know what I mean? It's sad when I wanted to learn more about how to play 40k. I was saddened to hear factions like Imperial Agents, your favorite human faction, were actually terrible. And I've been scared to play it. Yeah, that's the thing. It seems like 10th edition stripped away all of the cool... It legend a bunch of stuff. That's what they always do, right? So, like, they got rid of a lot of Firstborn stuff. And that was, like, the writing on the wall was I was buying Blood Angel stuff. And I was like, I might buy Vanguard veterans and this and that, but, like, I might buy these certain units, but then it turns out they got rid of them when they did the Blood Angels Codex and stuff. Or Emperor's Children, I ended up buying Raptors, buying all these Chaos Space Marine units for my Emperor's Children themed Chaos Space Marine army, and then they did the Emperor's Children army, and they removed all that stuff. So I was like, I'm never buying this crap again, dude. This is bullshit. It was like $70 for like 6 minis. What the hell is this? You know, like... They're just going to get or change things around or get rid of minis and stuff. You think their active rift ability should be mastercrafted alchemical, a base pen that could be then modified by the army rule, adding a pen on 6s. Ah, okay. So they're shooting guys, so they get that extra pen base. But if they roll 6s, then they maybe get +2 pen or something like that. Yeah, mastercrafted. That's beautiful. Mastercrafted ammunition. So we'll say base pen +1 for their rifles, right? But get the bonus on 6s. To +2, for instance, or something. I think that, so, like, I think that's strong, right? That's not too bad either. How horrible? I don't think I think in 11th edition they may have improved inquisitorial agents. I saw something. But one thing is, you should never play Warhammer if you're playing if you're playing armies that aren't meta and you're playing them competitively, you should just play them for fun. Because if you're playing inquisitorial agents and you're hoping for it to be a strong competitive army, it's probably not going to be. But, like, that's the thing. You should, like, you don't have to play Warhammer like that. That's the hard part, is, like, you know, certain armies and stuff, like, if you want to play competitively, you maybe can't. But then if you go, you know, you don't want to go meta chasing either. So I suggest just playing what you want, and that's fun. If it sucks, it sucks, but at least you're playing what's fun, you know? That's what I was doing. Also, I was playing pretty meta Blood Angels armies because I only have so many models, and I would just shred guardsmen left and right, and it was the most glorious thing ever. Just chainsaws slicing guardsmen. Traitors! The Black Rage. Alright, mastercrafted ammunition with the Janissaries. They're shooting type guys. I like it. They don't necessarily also need a surge bonus, because not every... Yeah, it's Warhammer. Don't get attached. Don't ever get attached to minis or stuff. Just play for fun. And you can always proxy. You can always say, yeah, or I'm just going to use these guys. Play with the legend stuff. But I always play with friends. I don't go to game stores and play with randoms. I know that's a whole nother experience, so I can't speak on that, you know? Something to keep up with bears on Surge. Maybe ignores cover. That's kind of interesting. I like that. That's actually really good. Surging bonus. Ignores cover. Yeah, that's nice. Ignores cover. It would be too strong to ignore. Hard to kill, right? Well, hard to kill is kind of like a... Isn't that a bonus to your cover save or something? But you still get the... Then you get the 5-up or 6-up roll. It always tricks me how that works. It's always... You either get one or the other. I always forget. I guess if you're taking your cover save, then you get your bonus. And then if not, you could have the 5-up hard to kill or whatever it is. Whatever. Now, is it like... Are we expending, or are these just your active rift abilities? You know what I mean? And we need an exhausted. An exhausted is the other thing is too is there's also like just regular abilities. The hard to kill is a bonus to cover or the 5-up. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I like that. That seems perfect. RK is writing all of our Janissary or all of our Ottoman rules, which is beautiful. Thank you. So by the way, these guys are now. What do we feel about? Are they damage value 5 base? Or are they damage value 5 only, or can they be damage value 6 as well if they're veteran? Because they do have alchemical armor is the idea. We're giving them like rift armor. You know what I mean? I think they should be 5 no matter what base. But do we give them the chance to be 6 with veteran? And more points is the question. That's what I have. And then probably put them in like 5 or 10 man squad so they come base 5. I think have them as veterans in alchemical armor. So if they're in veterans, they get the or you just have them in veterans straight up. Six plus against non-pen hits. So we could just make them damage value 6. We're gonna have to make them pricey for sure to combat it. That's the hard thing. It's gonna be figuring out points. Okay, I like it. Very nice. And I think it's gonna be probably 5-man base up to 10-man is what we're gonna go with for size of the squad. Let me actually, can I just drag this? That's right, we'll leave it over here. And for equipment wise, we're gonna have the Giselles. Is it 2 Z's or it must be 1 Z? It's 24-inch, 1 attack, and then we're gonna have the shotguns with the 2-shot profile. Buck is 12-inch, 2 attacks. Plus 1 pen, I think. Or maybe no pen, because they're getting pen from the ammo, so we probably shouldn't give them pen on the gun either, huh? The shotgun is probably... And then the slug will get 1 pen, 1 attack. What about 12-man, but no team weapons? Yeah, well, that's a good idea, because I didn't think about giving them one, so maybe we could go 6 and 12? Because also the way that the STL prints work is they come with 6 minis, so that's kind of perfect for me. It's also, by the way, one of my favorite songs from AoE too. I love this song. 6-inch slugs, 1 attack, plus 1 pen. Because they're going to be getting pen from alchemical ammunition, so we shouldn't on 6s. Or they're getting pen from their active rift ability, so we shouldn't stack it up too much or something, whatever. Because I don't think there is like slug options on shotguns. It's just shotguns and bolt action. So we're gonna come up with a slug ammunition. Do you like games like Yu-Gi-Oh or MTG? I prefer Yu-Gi-Oh since it's available online via non-official platforms and making. Yeah, so I got into modern Yu-Gi-Oh, dude. I was playing Goblin Bikers and I was playing Branded, and it is the hardest. I think if you only play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you've been playing for years, it's fine. I play Magic Commander. I even play CEDH. I play Draft, okay? I do the tournaments at stores. I don't do it as much, but I was. as an experienced Magic the Gathering player, it only took a couple years, but I got to to a point to understanding the game to where you go to a card shop, play Commander with like 6 other people, and some of these dudes been playing Magic for 20 years, and I understand the game enough to like be thinking ahead and know when to counter spells and this and that. Learning Yu-Gi-Oh and modern Yu-Gi-Oh and trying to like play at the card stores, dude, it was like torture. Everyone was nice, but they were like, the combos are crazy. They're doing all the solitaire stuff. And I don't know. I'm like, I got to know my timing interactions and the wording and the way that Magic cards interact and the way that Yu-Gi-Oh card wording and timing works is completely different, because Yu-Gi-Oh cards are written like freaking high. There's so much text on there that is so unnecessary that they just need to find a way of condensing the text and stuff, like keywords or something, as a Magic player. But I know Yu-Gi-Oh players hate that. But I was playing Branded. I won some games and stuff. I was playing Goblin Biker. I would win some games because there'd be guys that would go to the store with like gaudy decks or whatever, bullshit decks. But I knew enough, and I could play Master Duel and get to a certain rank. But like playing in person and understanding, and like, because if I screw something up, we're playing. It's technically a tournament, OTS thing or whatever. So sometimes they would let me take it back, but other times they'd be like, "No, you can't do that," and I'd be like, I just screwed up then or whatever. In Master Duel, it kind of holds your hand and everything glows yellow. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh in person, modern Yu-Gi-Oh is like a whole different ball game, But it was nice, other than Master Duel, using the unofficial simulators, like YGO Omega right here is great. But I kind of told myself I'm done with Yu-Gi-Oh. I can't do it anymore, dude. I can't. It takes too much time. I'll do some Magic drafting, but I have a fishing channel. I go fly fishing. I fly tie for a living. We have a Mike Rolls Dice channel. I'm painting minis all the time. It's editing. I just can't learn Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like I would need to play for the next 10 years to understand that game. It's so hard to understand if you're not a Yu-Gi-Oh player from like been playing for the past however many years. At least for me. Exhausted, they lose all pen. Or even the army one, they don't get a pen bonus. I like it. We can always tweak later on. Exhausted, they lose the ability to gain pen on their weapons. They lose both. I lose all alchemical ammo benefits. And the other option is I do want to be able to give them sabers for close quarters combat, just to have like maybe on the captains or something. Which would probably be like 2 attacks plus 1 pen or something. We probably look at the Japanese. I know they have like swords and stuff. Yep. All right. That's Janissaries. I like it. We're gonna have to play test and tweak things, but very nice. Let's think about the whirling dervishes. We kind of already have it, but let's just take a look here. Why can't I just paste it? We'll just copy. Bump up the size for you guys. Alright, so we got the Hashasins, or the Whirling Dervishes. They have Fieldcraft, which I like. Makes sense. They're dancing around all the bricks and all the, any of the, maybe even through the snow. They're like gliding across the snow. Active Rift ability. Extend charge to 18 inches. Gain Horror. And Surging bonus is they gain Hard to Kill. I like it. Extended, Exhausted. Can't run. So that means they can't charge, right? Which is pretty brutal, but we could always think about it. Or they're just straight up exhausted. They're tired. Too tired now. One last thought. They have a base pen of 1. Advanced small arms. They can spend their rift die to go up to +2 and then even +3 on a 6. Let's write this. Hold on. So base pen of 1. Mastercrafted ammo. But they can spend a rift die. To go up to +2 pen. Or +3 on 6s. I like that. Because it's nice to give them an ability to spend a rift die on. You always want abilities to spend a rift die so you could try and get a surging die. They're really only going to get 1 die though, right? Because they don't have a rift weapon. Unless we give them a rift die from the alchemical ammo. And then I guess it would be like, I don't know. Because normally you get it from the weapon, right? Or from their abilities. Got great news. Even with the hype of 11th edition, I got some of someone from my local club interested in K47. None can resist the power of the rift. I forgot I have effects on my mixer. Very cool, dude. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, I tell you what. Unfortunately for Warhammer, or for GW, I have not thought about Warhammer in a long time. Even with 11th edition, I'm sucked into bolt. I'm looking at bolt action. They just put out the brand new U.S. artillery units in plastic, and I'm like, now I wish I had $166. I got to save up for the new U.S. starter army for bolt action. You know what I mean? But what do you call it? I love Warhammer and stuff, and the new models look sick, and I'm sure I'm hyped for everyone that plays it, but I'm just not interested in it. So I'm glad you got someone to play some Conflict with you, dude. I'm definitely a Conflict fanboy now, for sure. You know what I mean? I'm not a... Oh, sure, we'll round of applause that. I'm a Conflict fanboy. Woo! Definitely not a Warhammer hater. Oh, wrong scene. But I'm just obsessed with the Warlord games now. I can't help it. It's just right. It's kind of the perfect fit for how I like to play. Naturally, if they don't activate, they would go up to +2 on a 6. Yes. Yeah. It would be like the natural active ability or whatever. Yeah. I love it. And we got the Assassins. I think we give them fast. For sure. And I almost want to say infiltrate. I think I want to give them infiltrators, but maybe that might be too much. But they have like no shooting almost. They're really just more like a melee. They're going to have like dual sabers. Or they have the option for Giselles. Suppress Giselles. Because that's what the mini comes with, and it looks cool. I don't know if it'll be different at all, but... do you have a video explaining how K47 works? I don't, but Mordian has some good videos on it. Tabletop Command Post, Cinematic Tabletop. We may do something like that, but I'm not also as good at making videos like that. Because I'm going to be honest with you, we screw something up every game. We had, we're screwing stuff up constantly because we're brand new to bolt action and brand new to Conflict. A lot of these people have been playing bolt action for so long, so many of the rules carry over, so we constantly forget. For instance, the other day I almost forgot. I was shooting anti-tank rifle or autocannons, 48-inch range, but half distance it gets -1 pen. Is that only against vehicles, or is that also against infantry? I always forget. There's so many things. So I want to wait till I'm a little bit more well-versed in it, and it's like I know it like the back of my hand. You know what I mean? If you give them fast 24-inch charge? Really, huh? Well, who has fast, right? Don't knocked ball and have fast, or there's infantry units on the ground that, or like paragons have fast. I like the idea of them being fast. They're whirling dervishes, right? But 24-inch charge ranges. So what's a normal charge range when you charge? You're just running, right? So it's 8 and 16. It would be. But you're saying the active rift would bump them up from IC. With another 6 inches, it would be IC. Is that too broken? I don't know. We'll write it down. 24-inch. If it's too much, it's too much. That's a good point. I don't know if you lose pen over. I know you lose it against tanks, but I was like shooting zombies at 24-inch, like 25 inches with autocannons. I'm like, do I get -1 pen against your zombies? Idea: the Kemal Ataturk in a mech suit. I think they had like Ataturk step down at some point or something. My dad knows all this stuff. He knows the second guy in command, and we were talking about the history of Turkey, and like how Churchill was trying to get the Turks involved and stuff. But because my father's Turkish and very passionate about Turkey. But what do you call it? Yeah, we could have a hero. We could have like an Ataturk hero or something. I know there's also the like I don't know if we want to get too many real life dudes in there. We got to have some badass heroes for sure. In a mech suit though. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna write it down. Ataturk in a mech suit just for fun. Everything's an idea that could be useful. I'm still waiting for someone to make a super FDR mini. Like, has somebody not done that yet on My Mini Factory or something? Is it spelt like that? I think so. It's just spelt with the 1A. Yeah, it ups their charge range to 16 naturally, so you want to give them some perk to stretch it. Yeah. Otherwise, it would just be +2 inches, right? You are spending your Riptide to do it, so it should be big. True. Didn't Pasha become a title after the guy at Gallipoli? I have no idea. Is that who the second guy in command was from Ataturk? I don't know a ton. Alright. And all I know how to say is, Merhaba, Görüşürüz, and cigarette bareks, baklava, doner kebabs, stuff like that. Okay? So I'm limited. It would make a lot of sense with the other logistical rules of K-47 if it worked against infantry as well. It would. This is my one. I will say, I love Warlord. Okay, I applied for their affiliate program, alright? But I will voice my complaints. It's almost too much crunch sometimes with bolt action and conflict. And what I mean by that is there's so many little things that you got to remember. It's more so like, it's that sort of thing where it's like with the pen value, non-rift weapon, or like in bolt action, the anti-tank stuff, the half-inch range, whatever. It's not that bad, but it's when you're someone like me who switched over from Warhammer, which Warhammer is kind of a lot, but it's more like unit abilities. There's a lot of crunch to the actual base rules of the game, which can become overwhelming for newer players like me. But I'm learning it over time, but we always forget the minute details. It's not the big things. We're not forgetting a lot of times order tests or pins or things like that. It's the minute, like, where there's like you have to look somewhere in an obscure part of the rule book to find the ruling on it. You know what I mean? And I wish the rule book was a little bit more concise with how it was put together, because I hate having to go to the front third of the book to then and then we're looking. There's some things still now where like it tells you to look somewhere in the book and we don't know where to go half the time. You know what I mean? So that's my one complaint, but I will say that's what makes bolt action great. And if you probably played the game for a year or two and you understand it, that's where it really shines, is all that little crunch kind of helps. You know, you're like, oh, but if I get within 20 3 inches. I can get that. I won't lose the pen, and then I can position myself. And you know, I got the side shot, +1 pen, top armor. Bop, bop. It's a lot to remember. Is my only thing. That being said, it's great. I love the game. You know what I mean? But God, we screw stuff up a lot. Just the little things, though. But I like to try and make sure I don't do that. But making videos, but I do it all the time. And I also do that one-page rules too. It's every game, but Conflict I screw a little bit more up than usual because there's a lot of little cogs and mechanics in it that we forget about sometimes. You guys don't know half the time because you can't even see it in the video with the editing, but okay. All right. Very nice. Cavalry units. So I gotta ask my dad how to pronounce this. Serengeti or something? Serengeti or something? So they're gonna have rift lances. Let me shut my camera off over here. It's so hot in here right now. I'm totally gonna play some AoE 2 later. I tried to play against the hardest computer the other day and got clapped, but I want to get it to where I can beat it on the extreme difficulty, and then I'll play online. I haven't played in a long time though. Listen to this AoE 2 music makes me want to play though. So these guys have rift lances. And they have carbines. They're kind of like little blunderbuss shotguns, but the way cavalries work, they have to have carbines or pistols, and they can only shoot at 6-inch while they're on there. So they have the cavalry, keyword, and obviously we got to add keywords to guys to spice them up a little bit here and there. And they're probably going to be essentially like the Janissaries, where they have their power armor and all that. So they're going to be damage value 6, and the horses have the armor as well. Now, the assassins or the whirling dervishes, they are going to have cool armor as well, but maybe we should... I don't know, do we want them to also be... I mean, they're wearing, like, the same sort of armor as the dervishes. I mean, as the Janissaries, but it might be too strong or something, but, you know. Hey, RK, thanks for handing out. Appreciate it. Thanks for the help with the rules, too. Thank you, I appreciate it. What do you call it? It was much, much appreciated. So we're definitely going to have... What do you call it? Well, that's annoying. Oh, I see why. Okay. Damage. We'll probably do the 6+ because they have the alchemist armor and the bard armor on the horses. And they're going to be veteran. The cavalry keyword. And we should give them good rider, which is what the Cossacks have. Which means they have, they like ignore the terrain penalties or something. We'll figure out other ones. And I was thinking probably it would be something similar to like a fight first ability, perhaps. Like the Nachtjäger have. Because they're charging in with their lances, you know what I mean? The lances will give them essentially like they normally get tough fighters, but so it's going to be end up like 2 attacks, probably with some sort of pen. But maybe we'll do, maybe it'll be more. I don't know. And expend a rift die. Well, that could be the fight first. Expend the rift die, probably, something like it, some ability similar to it, right? But an active one. Maybe something to do with... No, we have something with movement already. I don't know, we'll have to think about it. Something to do with horses. We'll have to think about that one. And exhausted... We'll have to think about that as well. All right, very nice. We got dervishes, janissaries, cavalry. Janissaries I'm liking. Shout out to RK for that, by the way. RK kind of heavy carried us here with helping with some of these rules. I kind of had an idea, but that makes sense. And then last but not least, I'm just kind of getting these lined up because this is like my little work page on this in the notepad thing here. I also have a list. I'll give you an idea of a list we're going to be running when we get to it. But it's the djinns. And they're essentially going to be Shrek Wolf and stats, the djinn. But we'll figure out a cool ability eventually. I got to brainstorm and think. It's kind of like a late night sitting in the hookah lounge in the backyard. And I'm like, oh, that's a sick idea. Also looking up, like, you know, kind of like on Wikipedia and different places and reading about jinns and the history in Islam and in, you know, Turkish areas or different parts of the Middle East and vice versa, stuff like that, and trying to get inspiration for ability. One thing I had an idea is that they could trick people to come towards them, because the jinn are kind of like, they try and make you do bad decisions and, like, you know, try and corrupt you or whatever. So it could be that, you know, they're essentially, maybe their ability is, instead of like a Howl at the Moon ability like Shrekwolfen have, perhaps they can force a morale check or an order test, and if a unit fails, they actually move closer, or they move towards the djinn, and then the djinn charge. So you can kind of like cheat in terms of trying to get some distance or something. But the idea is they're getting inside the mind of the victim. And it would make sense, I guess, if a unit's fearless, like some dumb brain-dead zombies or something, or like some Shrekwolf, and it would be hard to trick them with a djinn, you know? That was the... I think I have it written. Yeah. So, like, expend a rift, for instance. Cause a unit within 12 inches to... take a morale test. Oh my god, I can't type. I'm terrible at typing on a keyboard, by the way. And if they fail, they're forced to move closer to the djinn. And so they're essentially just going to be... What are Shrekwolf? And their damage value 7, and they can surge to 8, right? Is that how they work? Yes, I think so. And we should probably give them horror, fearless, all that. Japan might be a good equivalent with the Rift Samurais for the djinns. So I was going to do the Whirling Dervishes with the Rift Samurais, but what do you call it? I know they have like the new like ghost type units and stuff like that, or the new like spirit units or whatever, right? Don't they have, or is it just the commander? Oh, it's just the... Yeah, so they have, like, the new... It's this guy, but they have, like, these bodyguards that are, like, ghost dudes. The idea is I was thinking them, like... Almost every army, right, has, like, a big... Like, Soviets, Axis, they have the Shrekwolf and the Ursus infantry. I guess the Americans, Japanese, and the Brits kind of don't necessarily have any units like that. But I was thinking about giving them their equivalent to, like, a... What is it, 40 or 50 mil base, damage value 7 melee unit, you know, and that would be the djinn, which would be this sucker right here. But yeah, we'll have to see. I want them to be a big chunky unit though, you know, like a damage value 7 3-man squad. Like 3 to 6. Damage value 7. Oh yeah. Probably like fearless, horrors, large, wide formation, all that stuff. Fast. Well, actually, I don't know if we give them fast. Maybe that's an active rift die thing. They're fast. I was thinking about this. They're freaking djinns. What if one of the things is they can pass through structures? Is that too broken? I don't know. We'll write it down. We're theory crafting, you know what I mean? Pass through objects? I don't know. We'll see how it works. I wanted to sit down, though, and actually, like... Because I have ideas written down on the left. I wanted to sit down and actually, like, kind of start laying out stats and abilities, possibly, or possible equipment they could take and things like that, just so I can actually start making some progress. Because we have a good amount, like... It's going to take a little while to paint all this stuff, but once we get it painted, like, it's going to be like, alright, well, now we need rules. So I should be working on it. And we have the Tepegaz Cyclops walkers as well. I really do like that. We should have, I think, a light walker. And then we could always do a cool character or hero walker. But I love the idea of a light walker. That's really cool. Because they don't get the cool shit. They had to, like, weld this in a garage somewhere. Using, like, maybe, well, it's World War II, but if you go to Turkey nowadays, there's literally just old Mercedes everywhere. So it'd probably be made of a bunch of old Mercedes. You know what I mean? I wonder if that's it's like where it's like half the... they all end up in the Balkans, they're all stolen or whatever. I wonder if they're all stolen Mercedes in Turkeys. I remember going there, you just see all these old, like, 90s and 80s and 70s Mercedes everywhere. That was a while ago. I haven't been to Turkey in a while. Alright. These are going to be damage value 8. And... Oh, we already figured out. It'll have a main weapon option on as its eye. Probably like an autocannon, maybe like a light anti-tank, or like a howitzer or something could be cool. And then someone recommended the laser beam, which would kind of be cool, but that also kind of seems like a rift weapon. I don't necessarily kind of want them to have like crazy rift weapons. It's more so they're using the alchemical, but you never know. That is kind of cool. And it'll probably just be 2 arms, 2 legs, you know, straight up. What do you call it? Kind of like based off a coyote or jackal, or like one of the... Did the Soviets have a light walker? I don't think so. They have a mini one. Oh, this is a light walker, but it's still pretty big. The Kazakh. Does a jackal fall under a light walker? Or what's the name of that thing? Even though it's like way smaller in size. Yeah, it does count as a light walker. Okay. Guardian. Or jackal. Because the Kazakh's kind of pretty... It's actually kind of big if you look at it in person, the actual model. Because Rev has one. I mean, it's not massive, but it's definitely larger than a jackal, right? Also, I think we're going to go with red rift die for the Turkish army. You know what we got to do? Rev is a master seamstress, by the way, because he works in an industry where he actually has to do some sewing for like building things. I bet you he could make us a Turkish dice bag if we like buy material for him. Let's just look at all the walkers. You might as well just look at the US, but I kind of want to base it somewhat off like a Guardian or like a Coyote or something, you know? But we got to make it look unique. It'd probably definitely be like we kit bash it or we find some 3D prints and we like mix some 3D prints together to get that look. You know what I mean? Because no one really, it's just, for when it comes to light walkers, it's really just like the US and I guess the Soviets, right? Well, I guess this is a light walker, but it's more of like a spider walker. I'm definitely think it's more of like a, looks more like a jackal sort of thing, you know? We need more Japanese units. I love these. And new ghosts, but we need more Japanese units. And we need like 1 or 2 American units. And like some British units. And some Soviet ones. The Axis have a lot, dude. We need some new stuff for the... we need definitely more Japanese units, no matter what. The Japanese are lacking in actual unit types. The Soviets have a good amount, right? They have Ursus, Daughters of the Motherland. They have all the power armor options. The Moraz Ghoul. Right? Is there anything else? That's pretty much it. The Axis have a ton of stuff. The US have a pretty decent amount, right? They have the power armor, Paragons, Fireflies. That's kind of it, right? That's really it, other than mechs. And then the British do have a good amount. They have all the robots, so there's 2 different types. They have the power armored Galahad guys. They have the Cerebus squads. And they even have the little robots that blow themselves up. So they do have a good amount. The Japanese, though, the Japanese need some love, dude. Because they really... What do they have? Oh, you know what? You know, I will say it. So they do have assault frame and battle frame. They have ghost squads. And don't they have... Yeah, they have Shibitus. Alright. I would love to see, though, like 1 or 2 more units for the Japanese. 1 or 2 more units would be nice. Rev hates the battle frame infantry, by the way. He absolutely hates them now. He's all in on the assault frame. But he was using the battle frame with the Shiburu rifles. He hates them now. I don't know why. They just were not performing to the way he wanted them. Yeah, I want to see one more interesting Japanese unit, like a unique 1 or 2, maybe like a, I don't know, like an Oni or something, you know, some sort of like crazy looking demons or something for like a big Shrek Wolfen thing. That'd be cool. Look, the Japanese player they need all the help they can get, all right? They're always complaining in my battle reports about how they about how they're losing or something, but I love the Japanese. They're one of my favorite armies in this game, by the way. They're so cool. They're so cool. All right. Not too shabby. Shut this camera off. We'll turn it back on real quick. All right. I ended up doing a ton of painting. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of like painting on camera because I'm a sucker. I go into mouth open, put the mini like in my face, and I hold it like this. You know, it's like sitting like this right next to me. That's how I usually paint minis. And I'm like sitting here like that. So it's kind of hard for me to do that on camera. But we got our nice paint job. I got to work on this some more. I think I'm going to show this a little bit more love. And just try and get that camo a little bit more where I like it. But I think it does look good. And What do you think? I guess maybe I might as well. I'm gonna order that one glow effect, that pink one, and then we could try and see what it looks like. We could do a test. Worst case, I have other stuff I could use it on, right? But yeah, so we're getting our paint scheme figured out. We got almost a big chunk of the stuff primed and ready to go, and airbrushed ready to go. We got 2 Vogel spinners, which are going to be our main vehicles for the army, because they're damage value 7 open topped with a single thing, so it's like, it kind of fits the theme of them not having all the cool stuff. But I think they will look good, and they'll perform with the alchemical ammunition bonus. And yeah, I'm super excited, especially for this. This is the most I'm so excited. I think I might need to print another 6, and we go with 12 horses, 2 6-mans of horses. But I'm so excited for this right here, dude. Oh my god. To have horses. Because it makes sense, They abandoned it at the start of World War II after they figured out, yeah, there's panzers and crap. But, something tells me maybe they found a way to use the rift to get back on horseback and move around the battlefield effectively, you know what I mean? So, I'm excited for that. But, alright. Look, hey, we got a nice little 3-hour stream in. Hell yeah, chat. I hope you folks are having a great weekend. Awesome Saturday night. What do you call it? I just wanted to, give you guys an update on what we're looking like paint-wise. We got our dark sand, and I think it's way better. I was not happy with the beige at all, and I was going to go forward with the army, and then I said, nope, I'm just going to order the right paint, repaint it, or just throw a couple more airbrush coats on it, and we'll never even know that it was not right in the first place. So I'm way happy with it now. And I'm excited. I'm going to paint up all these guys. Really what I got to do, though, is I got to edit a battle report. We have the next conflict battle report coming out here. Probably either... it's probably not going to be out tomorrow because, God, it's already 6:28 and I only have a small bit of it edited. But it's probably going to be early next week. And then we have another game that's going to be coming out. It's a 3,000 point apocalypse game. We're either doing that or doing the one-page rules game because that one will be quicker to edit. But no matter what, we're getting back to pumping out content. We're going to have a ton of battle reports for conflict, one-page rules. We're getting into Gaslands. We have to paint up a Gaslands a Gaslands warband and terrain. We're going to be doing bolt action. I'm excited to finally film bolt action games in the style that we play, the style that we do. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up, and it's going to be quite busy. But thank you so much for hanging out, chat. I hope you folks have an awesome night. And I'm going to get back to filming some editing that battle report so we can have some more content here on the channel. What do you call it? I'm going to keep working on 3D prints. I'm going to print out the Jinns and the Dervishes. And yeah, that will be pretty good to go. I think we're going to have literally almost an entire army. We probably just want to print a little bit more Janissaries. And we'll be pretty much good to go. Maybe throw in another vehicle or something. But, chat, thank you so much for hanging out. And I just wanted to double check. We had Rudy with the checks. Thank you so much. The check marks. Is that what it is? Yeah. I think so. Thank you so much. Or for the checks mix money. Thank you. Appreciate that, Rudy. Squig Herdershawn with the 5 gifted. RK with the re-up on the membership, and Klovek with the brand new membership. Thank you so much for the support, chat. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and good luck with your games if you're playing them. And don't forget, we're going to start streaming more. We streamed during the week last week. We're probably going to... I got to make sure, though, to stream before Mordian, all right? Because you guys will end up watching Mordian, and I know because... we have my community, or his community crosses over into the conflict stuff, so we'll probably be streaming before 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time PM. So we'll probably stream like maybe a little bit earlier in the day and stream for a couple hours and just do some maybe like terrain stuff or something like that, or maybe continue. We'll do some streams where we look at the conflict or look at Warlord's website and check out some of the new minis and stuff and just chit chat. So But chat, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you folks have an awesome night. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. And look forward to the next battle report. That's going to be coming out in a couple days here on the channel. So, all right, everybody watching on YouTube, my turn. Appreciate it, dude. And everybody watching on, what do you call it, YouTube, thank you so much. Or everybody watching on Twitch, my turn. Appreciate it. And everybody watching on YouTube, you folks have an awesome night. Romiak, RK, Simulation Explorer, Jose. Again, thank you so much, chat. Anyone else lurking, you guys take it easy, all right?